Welcome everybody to Hot Facts episode 3. We're going to be continuing on social media, but with the specific target of what we do for lead generation. You know, a lot of people think that just because you post on social media that's what's going to get you attention. A cute picture, an extra arch on your back, right? Shout out to South Park for that episode. It was hilarious. But no, there's actual things that your clients are looking for. And what most people don't realize is that your social media has 3, if not more, components. I focus on these 3 main components whenever I'm doing my social media. The first one is lead generation. I want people who are interested in purchasing a home, who are interested in refinancing, or who have a desire to learn about real estate. That's one component of how we face forward with our social media. The second component is to our real estate partners, specifically real estate agents. We want to arm you with the tools necessary in order for you to grow your business, whether it's products, co-branding, or even traction through our social media. This is the second component of why we use social media. The third component of social media facing forward is we want more people like you who are watching our podcast to come and work with us. This is an opportunity in an industry with so limited barriers. You don't need a high school, you don't need a college education. You don't need a college degree. If you are consistent with this business, there's no reason why you can be very, very wealthy and help so many people get into their homes and achieve the dream of home ownership. With that being said, I want to introduce my 2 hosts with me, Christian Castillo and Angel Carlos. Both of them are people that we've connected with through social media. And I can tell you, Chris is on my team. Last year, Chris, did we make any cold calls?
No.
The year before that, did we make any cold calls?
No.
Have I ever asked you to produce?
No.
And what happens consistently?
We produce.
All day. And that's through social media. That's through social media, guys. So without further ado, let's get into it, Angel. Why don't you tell us how you leverage your social media to lead generate?
For sure, man. Thank you. Specifically with social media, man, I think like just having a purpose more than anything is what's going to keep you consistent more than anything. I feel like you mentioned the components of it, right? So if your goal is to either like target X amount of like people or consumers, to me it was kind of like the component of it was just being like, one, I want to get my message out, aka this is my realtor message, so I want to help buyers, sellers, investors, right? But in this format, it's a naked strip, like there's no label. So to me, it's more like I have to get my message out to the consumer, and then from there, from the consumer, that breaks down to a lot of things: family member, relative, sphere of friends, or something like that, or sphere of influence, you could say. And then you have people that like past referrals or past clients that you helped in the past, they'll send you like clients or business. But at the end of the day, I feel that I just like sticking to that purpose of your message that, hey, I want to get this message out that I'm here to help you and help you in the purchase of your home or the sale of your home, or help you invest and get started in real estate. But sticking to that like major component of it is one of them. But for sure, I think the other part is just brand building. I think that it goes hand in hand. I feel like without a brand, who are you gonna like? What does your message resonate, or who is it going to resonate to? And does it have any significance as well? You know, if you have already a built reputation of whether it's consistency of online, right? Maybe you're just starting off as a realtor and maybe you don't have the trust of the world, but you have the consistency of the world for sure. That's a testament of you, and it shows your consistent work and that you really want it. And to me, you know, I use that as a sample as well. Like when I started my social media stuff, you know, to maintain that consistency was pretty much just posting about the things that I already knew, because I knew that maybe 90% of the population didn't know, or at least like 90% of my current sphere of influence at that time might not have known what a conventional loan is. What is an FHA loan? Bro, the average person does not know what a freaking loan is. What is the meaning of a loan, right? What is a mortgage? And then plus on top of that, there's another community for us that's available in Spanish. ¿Qué es un préstamo? ¿Qué es interés? ¿Qué es todo esto de quién es un realtor? You know, stuff like that, how they say it, you know, it's like, ¿quién es este agente? So to me, it's more like you are needed in this community, and just keeping that component of, you know, I want to deliver my message. It's helped me just, one, continue with spreading my message. Number 2, just continue marketing and kind of building my brand. But number 3, it's more of seeing a long-term game on it as well. Just the long-term process. It's a game, you know, you just got to know how to play it for sure. And I feel like just with social media, it's evolved so quick and so much at such little time that, you know, just keeping the pulse of things on the game, it's going to help you in the long term, and it's going to help you on the spreading your message and also building your brand. So just to me in that aspect, I'm like, you know, I'm looking at this of many people might be looking at this at a 12-minute base or at a 12-month term. I'm looking at this as a 12-year term.
Yeah.
I don't care about 12 months. What happens in 12 months? I care about what happens in 12 years.
Yeah.
I can care less about 12 months. So to me, it's more like, you know, if I'm able to stand as an example like that, you're going to, on top of that, inspire so many people because of your message. So it all bleeds into those three components: spreading my message, building my brand, and just keeping the long-term game in mind.
Definitely.
Oh, that's amazing, Brother Angel. I think that's so well said. That's so well said, because I don't think people ever think that forward, right?
Yeah.
I think for the most part, people do what you said. They do a 1-year plan, they do a 3-year plan, and then inevitably they're disappointed, right? And this is something, an exercise that Chris and I have done. I introduced it to you a little bit as well. And one of the things that we do is we do a 10-year plan, right? So obviously in between, you're going to have a lot of little things that you're going to want to accomplish, but we're not helicopters, right? We can't take off just straight up. We need a long runway. We need a long runway, because we're not a private jet either.
Yeah.
We're a commercial jumbo big boy who wants to load up as many people as we can to get into that final destination of becoming a homeowner, right? So we need that long runway to be able to plan it out and be able to take off to where we're going to go to, right?
Yeah.
In that, I think Chris has experienced a little bit about that long runway, right?
Yeah,
Where
that long runway, definitely. We were talking about it just yesterday, right? Yeah. Where, you know, I've before real estate, before all this stuff, you know, I was going down the wrong path. Like I said before in the episodes, I'm not the smartest person, the smartest individual in the room. I didn't complete college, right? I'm actually a high school dropout as well. But right, I was going down this path where I'm like, man, that's not what I want to do, right? And one day I woke up, I was 16 years old, hungover. Sorry, Mom, right? I mean, you were there, you were yelling at me, and I was supposed to go to school the next day. You were just yelling at me, and I'm like, I had no money. And I had been playing, I was a musician for the past 6 years, and no bills, right? No responsibilities, and making a lot of money at that age. I woke up that day and I had no money in my pocket, and I'm like, this can't be the rest of my life. So from there, right, I decided to do something with my life to better myself. And now I'm 27, and like I was telling Angel, I'm like, my road hasn't been like this. It's not a roller coaster where you just go straight up. Like Jesus was saying, I'm not a helicopter, right? There has been a long runway for the past 11 years of where it's been stagnant. And just recently, right, we're hitting that curve of exponential growth. That's success. It's never like this. It's the long term, like Jesus says.
Yesterday too, you're like, it's not linear, it's freaking exponential.
Exactly. And now it's coming, man. It's coming. I'm, you know, thankfully that we stuck it in there, bro. And more than anything, like one of the things that you're saying, you know, where social media has helped me is the consistency, right? Because I decided to stick with it, right? It's paying off now. But like you said, even with social media, it didn't take off for me right away. Like I told you, when I first met you, I was doing 3 videos a day.
Wow.
And I didn't see the results then. And I did it for the whole year. And at the end, I'm like, man, why am I keep on doing this? I haven't gotten nothing from this. And then bam, one video started to get 10 people. And after that, everyone was starting to reach out. I'm like, man, that's crazy. Now I haven't been able to do anything because all that business and all that consistency has started to come through. And now I'm just capitalizing now that I got the business, right? Now I'm actually focusing on converting the business. And now, thankfully, I got the hang of it. We got some back-end people that are definitely helping us out. I appreciate you, Larissa, Gerardo. Y'all the best, right? And now, right? Now we're ready to take it to the next step, brother. And that's why we're here, giving you guys these hot facts, definitely.
And look, where I tell you that I think a lot of people miss the ball on social media is us as professionals and professionals across the industry have a tool called a CRM.
Yes.
So it's a customer retention manager, right? Or however, you know, whatever the acronym that you all use. The idea behind this CRM is so that you can stay engaged with your customers, right? So that you can send them out a happy birthday email, that corny ass shit that everybody sends out, right? That's what this CRM is for. And what people don't realize with social media, that's what it is. Social media is the best CRM, and if you invest in it the right way, you're not being a goofball trying to creep on people and just focusing on for business. Hey, listen, no judgment, right? If that's your goal, then that's your goal, and optimize to whatever you want to do, right? But if you are a professional and you want to go to that level where your business is, understand how you can really leverage it, because now, what you said, I have clients that refer me people. Imagine your engagement with that person. You're willing to post anything on social media. I've seen people post their funerals, with the person in the casket on social media, right? So you're willing to do that. Now imagine if you leverage that network and say, right? Every client that I worked with before, I used to do a video testimonial. So if you look on my page, you'll see these testimonials that are out there of people saying, I wanted to buy a house and I wasn't able to do it until I met Jesus Neri, right? I didn't rehearse this with them. This is before we had all the production behind it. This is literally cell phones in someone's face asking them, can you tell me about this process for you? ¿Me puedes explicar cómo fue por ti? Y una persona me dice a mí, fueron 3 bancos que me negaron. 3 bancos que me negaron. No sabía dónde iba a vivir con mis hijos. Yo vivo en un área que está muy fea y mis hijos ya están un poco más grandes y los pandilleros los estaban molestando. Bro, to tell you the confidence that I have in my abilities, I told the people to register their kids to school before they even bought the house. Wow. So that their kids can start going to school there, right? And in the testimonial, the guy says, mi esposa estaba nerviosa porque no pensaba que iba a cerrar. Pero Jesús dijo que iba a cerrar y yo sabía que iba a cerrar. That's the testimonial that you want. That's the thing that you want, right? Those people consistently repost my stories. Those folks consistently send me clients, right? Where now I don't have to do this on a regular basis where I'm putting out, content on a, full content form, right? Yeah. There's stuff that I can draw back from the past to bring it up, right? And now there's stuff that we can incorporate it for the way that it works, right? So but true. I think that's the important part about social media. Like leverage it as a tool.
Sorry about that. Yeah, but definitely like the CRM aspect.
Yeah.
A lot of people just think about social media is that like you're the creator and people just like are gonna
have to.
Yeah, they're just because you put out a video that you're gonna get response. Like no. It's a CRM. It works both ways. Social media is a give and take, right? Yes. The reason people follow you is because they know you, right? So you have to take a vested interest into your clients as well. Hey, like you said, the birthday's there, shoot them a quick text on social. Hey, happy birthday, man. Wish you're doing well. If you know anyone that's looking to buy, reach out. That's doing business on social media. You actually have to go above and beyond, not just posts. You got to look at you got to look at where your clients are at, what they're doing, what your partners are doing, and support them as well, because that's what it is, right? Yeah. They're there to support you and supporting your business, giving you clients, going with you because you're giving them the information, right? Correct. So reciprocate it, right? Yeah. If they're doing a business, share their stuff here and there, right? If they have something that came out, their kid just got first place on something, mention it. Hey, awesome, right? That's all awesome. Appreciate it. Saludos a toda la familia, right? Yeah. That little interaction right there is where it's so much more personal than a CRM email, right?
It's organic more than anything.
Exactly.
Like
and then there's this funny thing about it, right? Like even though, like both of you said, right? Like maybe your Spanish isn't the best, right? But there's a part of the culture that transcends the language that you speak. That I can tell you where Chris has interacted with the customers and said, congratulations, you're about to have a baby. And they send him a message, you're coming to the baby shower. And then another one where he sends them, like, hey, you're having a baptism, God bless you and your baby. Come to the baptism with us. This is the network that you're building. This is a relationship-based business, right? We're not looking for automated way for you to just shoot things through. We understand that people have questions. Y más la gente latina, ¿verdad? Porque la cultura es diferente aquí como presan en nuestro país. Y mucha gente tiene el miedo de los bancos o cómo va a ser esto. Y la realidad es que las hipotecas apenas empezaron a existir en México hace como 10 años. Claro que había, pero algo así de que podías entrar a un banco, llenar tu solicitud y todo, eso no existía porque la mayoría de las personas les daban el préstamo por el trabajo. Lo que no saben ustedes es de que si llegas a cierta edad, no te prestan la cantidad completa porque dicen, pues ¿cómo? No va a trabajar. You're lucky that you're in the US. Les da suerte aquí en los Estados Unidos porque no podemos discriminar por esas cosas. Por edad, por sexo, por si estás casado, si no. Esas cosas no pertenecen aquí con los préstamos que tenemos nosotros. Aún en nuestro país tal vez tengan esas tapas. Aquí no tienen eso, right? And those are the type of things that I think with social media that we can also introduce to people about just the cultural nuances that happen when you come from your country and now you want to play at the level of this game, right? And that's what we want to do. We want to show people how to do it, right? So let's keep going with this. I think this is a great topic for us to expand a little bit about. right? So now let's break down some of the strategies, right, that we together have recently used for social media, right? Yeah. One of the things, like, I don't want to steal your thunder, Brother Angel, but you mentioned something about some of the posts that we recently done that are facing towards the clients.
I like those, man.
Yeah.
I think just specifically there's like a psychological like point or like a strategy behind it, that when you do these stories, like you tag your realtor partners, right?
Yes.
And it's a good way to leverage if you use it to your advantage, where, you know, you're tagging us on all these posts where we have content every freaking day. Yes. I wake up, there's content, and I'm like, dude, now our lender partner is making this easier when he doesn't have to. He's making it easier for us realtors, where now it's like we just repost the shit.
Yeah.
Like we repost it. If we don't repost it, then that's on them. But at the end of the day, it's like if you don't have content in the day, or something's dry, your day, you're not gonna be on there on the platform. Because just from my experience, sometimes I'm not on the platform. I see, because my content is rolling 24/7, but I'm not on the platforms 24/7. And sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna post this either all at like in the morning, or all at night, or all in the midday. But at the end of the day, it's like once I'm off, I'm off. But at least people are going to see that story. Maybe 100 people will see, 100 set of eyeballs that weren't going to see it had Jesus not done a story for us. And I think that's, you know, if you work with him, I think that's an advantage that a lot of maybe other lender partners might not offer to us. So to me, it's like, it's an advantage, and leverage off it for sure. And one of the techniques that I like about it is that they're very, like, they're strategic more than anything, right? Yeah. And to me, that's what I like, because it's enticed a lot of buyers, or just in general, like leads, right? It's generated leads to where it's very organic, that people reach out. He makes a story of like an I-10 or something, right? Simple little, like, you know, list of like I-10, like requirements or something, or just in general. But then in the background, there's like music playing or motivational speech going on. But it's strategic because it's going to entice the person of like, shit, imagine they wake up 8 a.m. They're looking at that story, and then they're like, man, like, this is really like, hey, you can start your dreams today if you just, you know, take initiative today. Empiecen a hoy. ¿Por qué deben que aplicar, y por qué ahorita es el mejor momento para comprar? You know, they're giving you a reason to buy without even getting to the point of call to action yet. So you haven't even gotten to the point of the call to action, but it's already motivated and entice people to like, shit, I'm going to reach out to Angel. I'm going to reach out to Jesus. Chris. Or, hey, you know what? If anything, I might not reach out to them right now, but I'm going to follow them more than anything. And that's the beginning. And then that's how a lead or a connection or a relationship in a way forms. And to us, I feel like for our generation, a lot of people don't want the cookie cutter shit. They don't want to see us in all suits. They don't want to see us all the time in suits. They don't like, they don't want to see that, like, you know, 24/7. And to them, it's more like, man, you know, if he was talking to me, if this professional was talking to me in these terms, maybe not explaining them in professional terms, but breaking it down in like a way that I'm going to be able to understand it, or at least I know he has a capacity to explain it to me to that level, then, you know, I'm going to work with him because I trust him. And because, you know what, I relate to him in many ways. And not just that, but then when people see you not in a suit 24/7, they're going to see your earrings, they're going to see your tattoos, you're going to see your hairstyle, your beard, right? So to me, it's like, that is the thing that's going to stand out today more than anything. And, you know, you guys might think like, why does this have to tie in with lead generation? Because people want to work with you. They don't want to work with anyone else but you. You have to show them who you are. Who is your brand? What is your brand? Why you? Why you more than anything? So to me, that's why it's always been like, you know what? I'm just going to keep it organic, like being myself. You have to be you. If you're not you, you're going to have the wrong people. For sure. And it's going to bleed into the wrong customer, the wrong consumer, the wrong partners, the wrong relationships. So it's just being organic and just being really transparent at the end of the day. Right. So that's the basis of lead generation for me. I feel like now with social media that you do have to be yourself more than anything. And man, just exercise and leverage off it, man. Like, yo, you like certain type of things. You like race cars. You like football. You like basketball, certain sports, whatever. Music. Yeah. And I think that's the powerful thing. You know, me, one of the things, like I'm in love with cats, man. I love cats. Like, I have a pet cat, and to me, it's more like I'm not shy. It's like there's always been like a masculine thing. It's like I think it's masculine to like a cat or a freaking panther or a bobcat. Like, dude, who cares? Like, and then people are gonna be like, damn, like, yo, he doesn't care. So like, shit, why should I care too? And then, dude, you start forming a tribe. That magic word you said earlier, a tribe. And then not just that, like now you started the basis of lead generation, because now you started a tribe of future business, future consumers that want to work with you. Because like, man, you know what, dude, that's even better that like we like cats. I bet our showings we could talk about it. Or I bet in our showings we could talk about certain things he likes, or like, you know, he likes NASCAR or some shit or stuff like that. It's like, you know, it's going to be a much easier process just because he's like me. So that's just the consensus of lead generation for sure.
That's fantastic. And like to break it down in terms that are a little bit more like down, right? So first, there's a quote from one of my favorite speakers and thinkers is Malcolm X. And he says, I want to speak to you in a language right down to earth that everybody can understand. That's what we want to do with these folks, right?
Yes.
With the social media component that you have, bro, you mentioned something right now about like us reposting videos and what it does, right? Not only for you as like for your business with clients, because now we've gotten people that want to work with us, but it touches back to the very beginning of our episode where we talk about consistency. Because if that person saw your episode once or saw your social media once and then you don't do it in another week, they're going to know that you're not really in that business. Yeah. So it goes again to what Angel said, right? It's the fear of success. And the reason that you get so afraid of that success is because guess what? You have to be responsible. And that's scary. That's one of the scariest things because now you put it out there to the world and the world's going to call you out every time to see if you're on that. If you're really about that action or if you're just posting it on social media so that you could look cute. With that, I think we have a great tie-in, Chris, because when you first came with me to San Diego to the national conference, without even having to open your mouth, people knew who you were, yes or no?
1,000%. Yeah, right? Yeah. That was a very, very interesting time due to the fact that, like I said, it was at the time that I was doing 3 videos a day, but thankfully Jesus was sharing them because I was part of his team, right? And then when I get to San Diego, all these people, all these top producers know my name before I even know who they are. Oh, you're Christian Closes. Oh, you're Christian Closes. I'm like, what?
That's the best part. They call you by your username. Yeah, bro. That's amazing, man.
And they're like,
that's the best part, dude.
It's a great day to win. It's a great day to win. I'm like, it definitely is because, that's who I was, and they gravitated it because it was me 100%. Yep. It was exactly. I wasn't trying to fake it. Like, that's how I think about the days, and that's how I am. And that's why they gravitated towards me. And like you said, that drive that you start to get, it doesn't come if it's not natural. If it's not authentic, right? And thankfully, right, because we've gotten business because of that, thankfully, right?
That's the best part, man.
And then you look at how now your network grows, right? Mm-hmm. So the leverage that Chris had with me, obviously, is being on my team. And the people that know me know that I wouldn't hire someone that wasn't a responsible person. So they're willing to reach out to Chris, where now you have agents that are in California telling him, last year we did $50 million and we want you, Christian Castillo, to be our preferred lender, right? You go from a jump just like that because of the consistency that's on there, right? Last week we met with a group of agents. It was 1,000 agents on a meeting. I've never done that before. And they reached out to me organically. And guess how they found me? Through social media. Right? I have a great business partner. Big shout out to Leo Robles, who keeps introducing me to folks. And again, it has to do with the consistency that he saw with my social media. Right. Him and I have had an opportunity to speak on panels, right? And we're connected through a great network called NAREP, right? In that network, that's the conference that Chris and I went to. Mm-hmm. So now when he walks in and he's talking to people who are making decisions on how you're going to do loans, and they're telling him, I know who you are, Christian Closes. That's a different level that you get onto. And now he can make a phone call to that person and say, hey, I have a question about this structure, blah, blah, blah. And they're willing to do it with him. Yeah. Right. Look, I'll tell you even another funny thing that happened, right? That, getting to know me. So a few years ago, I stopped drinking. In March 5th, 14th, it'll be 5 years. And when we were at the conference, people told Chris, hey, listen, you're with Jesus and he's like, he doesn't drink anymore, so you're going to have to take them. Right? Like, that's how it goes, right? Like, it's this opportunity to network with people, to talk to people, to connect with people, because no one is out of touch, man. Right. No one is out of touch. And there's a service, there's a opinion, there's a word that you can offer someone to get them to, that next place that they want to go to, especially if you have a professional platform, right?
Oh, man.
I think that helps out. That helps out a ton. All right, so moving forward a little bit, I want to make a distinction about providing value and then what's trending. A lot of people, when they post, it just happens, right? For me, like what you said, right? There's a little bit of apprehension. Chris has heard me before where I'll repost something or I'll re-record it or I'll do it again, right? Mm-hmm. And it's because before I post something, what I think about, are you doing this to create value for the collective as a whole? Or are you doing it because you need validation and you're trying to get TikTok, Instagram, social media famous, right? And those moments is when I realized that there have been times when, I wanted to flex because I got in good shape and I wanted to show off my 6-pack. That doesn't affect my customers. My customers don't care that I have a 6-pack. but you have to be vulnerable. You have to be willing to say,
Yes.
you know what? Like, I've made mistakes on social media, right? I've made a ton of mistakes on social media. I worked with an agency for a little while that suggested buying followers, and I did that. Only then to suffer on my page, right? Because those aren't real views. Those aren't organic stuff that's going on, right? And then, look, again, this is not to anybody, this is me throwing me under the bus. People recognize when you have all of a sudden 1,500 or 15,000 likes, and then you post a video and you only have 6, right? Like,
Damn.
whoever you think you're tricking, you're not, man.
Picking yourself at the end of the day.
Right.
Right.
Picking yourself.
And then you screw yourself, right? Because it's that false sense of accomplishment because you got the likes, but you never got the leads.
Right.
That's
So then
the basis of it, bro.
that's what we're doing it for.
Basis.
And it goes back to that line. I'm going to make a t-shirt out. If you want to go viral, lick a dog's butt. The idea is for us to bring awareness and education to our communities, to help them invest in real estate, to show them that there's a way to play this game so that you don't have to be in a constant mode of survival, but you can get to a place of thriving where your family can have generational wealth, where it's not just you passing the buck along, right? The amazing opportunities that come with owning a home, there's statistics that you can look up, right? You're 30% less likely to be a single parent if you grow up in your own home. You're more likely to go to college. Those are things that happen when you have that that foundation of a base. And the reason that you have that base is because me growing up, gratefully, right? We were always in our own house. I got yelled at by my mom because in my room I did whatever I wanted. But the difference was that my mom was yelling at me with love, right? As opposed to yelling at me with fear because the landlord's going to come and tell us that you can't draw on the walls because you're being too loud, because you're, causing too much of a problem. And that gave me the capacity to dream as big as I wanted. There are people who criticize me because I'm constantly involving my character. I can honestly say that the stability that my mother provided for me is what gives me the confidence to not stay stagnant, to change my haircut, to change the color of my hair, to look at new things, to bring new information to my clients, to be innovative in this process, right? Those are the type of things that having a home can help with with your kids and with your family, right? So Angel, hit us with the hot facts, brother. And then Chris, wrap us up and let us know what's coming up next.
For the hot facts, well, for this episode, just to wrap it up, we really wanted to show you guys our perspective of lead generation and how we view social media, and just a deeper or maybe a different outlook or perspective of lead generation, like what it really is today and how you can actually start just based off with you, right? Just being you, putting yourself out there, and really just from there building off these relationships, but just really expressing who you are and not shying away from that. You want to make sure that shines more than anything, because at the end of the day, we're going to be walking, talking brands. So why not show the best you and be the best you in person? Digital doesn't matter, but show some highlights of it at the end of the day, because then you'll definitely attract the right individuals. So lead generation for social media, it's going to get real. It's been real. So to me, in the next coming 5 to 7 years, it's going to be even better. So, you guys better strap on now. So.
Yeah. And then you got to watch your filters. Don't be mad when your client doesn't recognize you because you look like someone different on social. That's not their fault, right? And and we talk about authenticity. You want to be the authentic person. If I meet you and I don't recognize you, how authentic could you really be?
It's true.
Brother Chris, let us know what's coming next.
So guys, stay tuned for the next episode where we're going to be talking about products in our specific market that can help you guys benefit. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Damn.